What is one bad drink you tried in the restaurant bar? Ordered a White Russian at a dive. The bartender said they order those at Neighbors. That is the biggest gay bar in town. Mind you, this town is fucking Seattle, so I'm very taken back by a homophobic 40-year-old female bartender. I've seen people get kicked out of dives for being homophobes. Anyways, she makes a White Russian and puts in no vodka. No wonder she thought it was a dumb drink. I point this out and she just pours it on the top where it sits there floating as she pushed it across the bar to me. That pit went out of business. When I turned 19 and was finally legal to drink in a bar, I went to one with my buddy. The bartender asked me to point to 3 bottles on the wall and played 649 Lotto in Ontario. The first bottle he moved 6 bottles to the right, 4 to the left, 9 to the right, so whatever it landed on he poured into a cup. 3 random shots, and your lottery luck is if it tastes good, or I don't think I'll ever be lucky in my life again with how bad it tasted. There is a local brewery called Mina's, and their cider is the worst non-hard liquor drink I have ever had. It is the only time I had 2 sips and left it there. In a blind taste test, there is just something wrong with all of their liquors from beer to vodka. It is a shame because most of the other local breweries are pretty good. They can't compete in quality, so they aimed for cheap. Went to a speakeasy type place that made a big show of being exclusive and private so celebs could chill their order to blood and sand that they originally made for Mark Knopfler. It was not good. Admittedly, I was trying something new. Haven't ever had a blood and sand that I like, and can't say I can make a good one myself. I went to a white people owned and run Mexican joint in New Hampshire that had been on one of those kitchen emergency shows, not sure if it was Ramsay or what, just to see how bad it was. I ordered a margarita and they asked me if I wanted salt. They put the salt in the drink, and not like a little bit, it was a fucking ton of salt. I was at a restaurant in Portland and saw a sign at the bar that said no refunds for Malort. So obviously I immediately ordered it. Brilliant marketing. Also, it was so awful that I bought a bottle as soon as I could so I could share it with others. I don't recall what it was called, but it was at this fancy Italian place that I went to for a work dinner. The drink tasted like actual hairspray. It was awful. I was so mad I wasted one of my drink tickets on that. If you've ever been to New Orleans, you can try 2 staples. One is the Hurricane, which is delicious and will get you drunk in no time. The other is a Sauce Rock, which tastes like licorice flavored ass water. Pickle beer on draft that they were selling for $1 a beer. It quickly became apparent why. I took 2 sips and spilled the rest into the gutter, and I love pickles and pickle juice, but that was foul. Calimocho, which is a Peruvian drink mixing red wine and Coke. It was such an unexpected pairing that I tried it under the logic that I'll try anything once. That was the once, never again. The bar mat shot. One time at a fairly large nightclub, by request, every single bar mat in the place poured into 1 glass. It was approx 4 ounces of random booze but tasted mostly like rubber. Dead goat. We used it as a rite of passage shot in college when people turned 21. It's 1-3 tequila, 1-3 hot sauce, and 1-3 whatever dairy they have behind the bar. Mine was half and half. Had a Sauce Rock in an Irish pub once that tasted awful. Maybe it simply wasn't made correctly, but I've been too scared to try it since. At least it was strong. I absolutely loved Long Island iced teas. Until I was in that specific restaurant in Germany. It tasted so bad I had to vomit inside the restaurant. Once in Manhattan, I ordered a Manhattan and she made it with dry vermouth. It was awful. Went across the street and got a real good one, thankfully. What a burger! It was all grease and no meat. I like a good gut bomb, but this was like they managed to make a patty out of grease-trapped debris. I had a vodka martini once that tasted like the industrial cleaning detergent that we used to sanitize the floor of a hospital. Rusty nail. I had asked what you make with Drambuie. I should have kept my curiosity to myself. A close second is a Negroni gin and tonic. Either it was very wrong or I'm very confused at the popularity. I've never tasted anything more bitter. It had lavender. I was curious. Turns out lavender tastes like fancy soap. Thankfully they let me get something else. Moscow Mule. I had heard of it, thought the copper mug cute. Yuck, I dislike ginger. $6 and I couldn't drink it. I had some kind of spicy pickle shot at a bar, then had to go home because I couldn't stop shitting. Heard of it, never tried it, so ordered grappa. Should have just poured it in the car's gas tank. When you realize a Bloody Mary disgusting in fact is not the same as a Caesar. Only ever heard it called the Chili Willy. Shot of vodka snorted with a straw. Most chain restaurants' margaritas are awful compared to an authentic marg. A Negroni. Pretty sure they used Seagram's gin with martini vermouth. I had a beet flavored cocktail. It was exactly what it said it is, vodka and Red Bull. Never been so hungover my entire life. Had an extremely terrible Negroni at a private bar once.